Phil.
It's a price war. That's the main problem that the EV market is facing right now. It is a global price war, Brian. And while EV sales are not falling, they're still growing. They're growing at a much slower pace. And yesterday we talked with Carlos Tavares, who is the CEO of Stellantis. They're about to launch a wave of EVs in 2024. And he says, look, you've got a number of things going on here. You need more affordable cars in the United States, really in all markets. The Chinese exports in EVs are hitting record levels. And there are range questions, charging station availability questions. You put all that together, and it's a challenging EV market worldwide. How challenging? Let's start first in China with our Eunice Yoon.
Phil, here in China, 1 out of every 3 cars sold is an EV. The biggest sellers are BYD, Tesla, and state-owned GAC. BYD had the 5 most popular battery and plug-in hybrids last year, with prices ranging from $16,000 to $30,000. Tesla is still on top on the high end, with its bestseller, the Model Y, at $37,000 to $50,000. The ranges of the BYDs are around 250 to 375 miles, the Model Y in the 340 range. EVs appeal to China's wealthy, tech-savvy, and environmentally conscious, but increasingly to those on a budget, after years of government subsidies promoted production and infrastructure. The government's ratio of EVs to charging points is around 2.5 to 1, with economically developed provinces and cities like Beijing and Shanghai most equipped. Now over to Arabile Gumede for a look at the EV landscape in Europe.
The latest data shows that over 20% of new car registrations in Europe were electric vehicles, more than 2 million in 1 year, with the likes of VW, Renault, Stellantis, Mercedes and Volvo all developing competitive models for this market. Bestsellers like the Fiat 500e, Volkswagen ID and Tesla's Model Y and 3 retail at upwards of $40,000. And the race has heated up, with competition for Tesla and Chinese car makers NIO and BYD, which see the bloc as a massive market for new factories in countries like Hungary and Norway. The longest-ranging EVs on sale in Europe this year will be able to travel over 350 miles in a single charge. This is important, as while France and the Netherlands boast a comprehensive charging network, the UK and Germany lag when it comes to that infrastructure. Now, some European countries have decided to pull the plug on EV subsidies. This adds some uncertainty to the year ahead and makes the development of a mass market model even more important to maintaining demand in Europe.
Speaking of Europe, one of the hottest markets over in that continent when it comes to electric vehicles, Norway. No surprise, we've seen this happen for a number of years where EV adoption has really taken off. And now the question is, can they put enough chargers in place? Our digital team at CNBC spent a number of days over in Norway talking with EV owners as well as those who are responsible for building out the infrastructure there. Great documentary you might want to check out on CNBC.com. As for the South American market, Brian, you didn't hear us talk about it in that report there. It is a developing market when it comes to electric vehicles and really for all vehicles coming from China. And next week, we will be in Santiago, Chile, talking with the people in that market about the Chinese auto revolution and why 1 out of every 3 vehicles in Chile is brought in from China. It's a red-hot market for China, a good example of what we're seeing around the world as China exports not just EVs, but all types of vehicles around the world, trying to keep up with the needs of mass production that they have in that country.
I didn't have Phil LeBeau going to Santiago, Chile on my bingo card, but that's going to be very cool. Phil, and happy summer, by the way. It's T-shirt weather, I think.
Yes.
Phil, appreciate it. That's going to be fascinating. Good stuff. All right, safe travels.